Oh, I was just returning the cursed soda drink hat to its original owner, Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
What? There is no Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen!
Sure there is. He's buried out in Floater Cemetery.
How did I just did it? I would... Give me that shovel. I'm there.
It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was #1.
I'm Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen for Channel 99 News, your leader in worldwide news. We interrupt this programming to bring you live coverage of the signing of the Treaty of Paris. The treaty to end the Revolutionary War and make America its own country will be signed within the hour. And when it's signed, you will be the first to know. We want to go there live to join Squilliam Fancy Son III, who's on scene now.
Thanks, Smitty. I'm here in Paris with King Louis XVI. We appreciate the French hosting such a momentous occasion.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. The French are known for their good looks and hospitality, and anything to help our friends the Americans is well worth it.
Yes, so my first question is, why did you decide to help the Americans in this war?
Well, I knew these Americans had a great cause trying to earn their freedom, so I decided to send military support and financial aid, and also to get back at our rivals, the British.
Secondly, when did you decide to lend them aid?
Well, a man named Benjamin Franklin was constantly in my ear about helping the American cause, but I was a little shaky. But then when they won the Battle of Saratoga, I knew that we had a real chance to win this.
My final question for you is, now that the war is over, what will you do next?
Living the dream. Going to Disney World, and then I'm going to continue my practice of government as an absolute monarch.
Well, good luck with that, and thank you for your time. I'm going to look for some more VIPs to interview. Back to you, Smitty.
Fascinating. We greatly appreciate your help, King Louis. And now we wanted to go to our meteorologist for a weather report. Oh wait, I'm receiving word that Squilliam has managed to get another interview.
Alright, I've managed to grab King George III of Britain. George, what can you tell me about the Americans?
They're a bunch of backstabbing tiddlywits. They're tutorious, and I can't believe I'll be recognizing their countryhood in just a few moments.
But you have to admire their bravery in fighting for their rights.
As evidenced by the English Bill of Rights, you can still remain loyal to your country while trying to reform. The Americans had no right to cut themselves off from their home country.
What are you going to do now?
We're going back to the drawing board and find out what went wrong. All I can say that this is long from over.
And with those ominous words, we're sending it back to you, Smitty.
He is not a happy camper. And as an introduction, here's my co-anchor, Perch Perkins.
Hi, I'm Perch Perkins.
Before the treaty gets signed, we wanted to take you back to how this whole chain of events got started. In 1763, the Brits drastically changed how they dealt with colonists. The French and Indian War had been costly for them, and they decided to tax the colonists for it. They passed taxes such as the Stamp Act, which placed a tax on all official documents, and Townshend Acts, I apologize, which taxed things such as glass, wine, paper, and tea. The colonists were not happy, and in 1770, all of the Townshend Acts were repealed except for the tax on tea. The Americans were furious and called these taxes taxation without representation. On December 16, 1773, a few hundred freedom fighters dressed as Indians dumped 342 cases of tea from docked vessels into the sea. This became known as the Boston Tea Party.
England countered by passing the Intolerable Acts, which limited American freedoms. In September of 1774, the First Continental Congress met in Philadelphia. They came up with a list of their problems with the British treatment. Meanwhile, people continued to be unhappy with the British as they passed the Restraining Act, which meant they could only trade with Britain. Weapons were stockpiled in Lexington and Concord by the Americans. On April 18, 1775, General Gage of the British marched to Lexington and Concord. Paul Revere rode into the night to warn of their arrival. A struggle ensued between the militiamen and the redcoats. The Revolutionary War had begun.
The Second Continental Congress passed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Then on Christmas Eve, 1776, George Washington decided that he had a great chance to win a huge victory against the British. He and his army crossed the frigid Delaware River into Trenton and defeated England. Then on November 15th, 1777, Congress passed the Articles of Confederation, the first Constitution of the United States. The Battle of Saratoga began in October of 1777, which was won by the Americans. This battle convinced the French to form an alliance with the Americans. On September 5th, 1781, Cornwallis marched into Yorktown. After a long battle, the British surrendered on October 19th to George Washington.
And now we're going to take you to some archived footage of an interview with Thomas Jefferson, writer of the Declaration of Independence, and Thomas Paine, writer of the pamphlet Common Sense. For Channel 99 News, it's me, Percy Perkins, with Thomas Jefferson, writer of the Declaration of Independence. Just a few days ago, on the 4th of July, delegates at the Second Continental Congress signed your copy of the Declaration of Independence. In doing so, you created a separate country from Britain called America. Any comments?
We believe that our cause is noble enough that we will be able to take on the mighty British. We are fighting for God-given freedoms, and we will win the day. We have formed an army headed by George Washington to take on the lobster backs, and we will be victorious.
Well, you seem very confident about America's chances. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Perch Perkins here with my good friend Thomas Paine, or he's known on the streets T-Pain. We're here to talk to you about his pamphlet, Common Sense.
It's a joy to be here to promote the American cause, Perch.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that. In your pamphlet, you said, let me just read you a quote.
Okay.
The cause of America is, in a great measure, the cause of mankind. And you later go on to say, the laying of a country desolate with fire and sword, declaring war against the natural rights of mankind. And then, a little bit later, is the concern of every man to whom nature hath given the power of feeling, of which class, regardless of party censures, is the author. What did you mean by that?
Oh yes, I remember this part. I really wanted to help the Americans. I felt like this was a powerful message to turn people to their righteous cause. I was saying every person has natural rights, and it's important to respect these rights. It is everyone's duty to protect these rights as they can, and so go buy my pamphlet, Common Sense.
Bob Neyman here. I want to talk to you about a great President's Day weekend offer. This weekend only, you get 2 horses for 1. That's a $5 value for only $2. Better come quick because they're selling fast. And here are some actual customers to tell you how pleased they were.
I'm Paul Revere, and I rode one of these fine horses to warn of the British arrival. Bob Neyman left plenty of cheddar in my pocket, and my ride was one of the reasons we were able to drive the British out. So if you're American, you will buy from Bob Neyman. I bought my noble steed back in '47, and it still runs like a beaut.
Do you have a soldier that froze at Valley Forge? Are you tired of cold food? Are you freezing every day come winter? I'm Ben Franklin, and I don't want your children to freeze this winter. Use my new inventions to heat your home this year. The Franklin stove and electricity will revolutionize the way we deal with winter. Hundreds of our beloved soldiers froze at Valley Forge, making our victory uncertain. Don't let this winter be the next Valley Forge.
I'm William Fancy's son, and the Treaty of Paris is being signed as we speak. You've seen it here first, folks. The Treaty of Paris has been signed. The Revolutionary War is over. Signing off for Channel 99 News, I'm Squilliam.
Yeah!